Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to InfoGamer. For this lesson, we're going to be continuing our Photon tutorial series on how to create a multiplayer game in Unity. In the last couple lessons, we've been talking about RPC functions, and we've discussed what they do and how to use them, and I feel like we've covered them in enough detail that we can now move on to the next principle, which is going to be on disconnecting from the master client. Now this will probably be the last lesson covering the basics of the Photon plugin, but over time we'll continue to add to this playlist with lessons teaching more advanced principles and tutorials. So in this lesson we're going to be talking about a number of different things. We're going to first talk about how to disconnect your player from the master client. We're then going to talk about what to do when other people leave the game that you're currently connected to, and then we're going to talk about host migration. Now for those of you that haven't heard of the term host migration is a method used in online gaming to find and choose a new player to become the host when the current host is disconnected from the game. And this principle is one of the major reasons why I switched from the Unity networking service over to the Photon plugin, because as of right now, the Unity networking service does not provide host migration for anything other than a local area network or a LAN party. Now before we begin, make sure that you subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell so you can get updates when we publish new videos. Alright, so here we have our project open inside of Unity, and the first thing that we're going to do is add the ability for a player to disconnect from the multiplayer game. And so to do this, we first want to go over to our multiplayer scene. So I'm going to double click on that. And then what we want to do is find the game setup script that we have within the scene. So I'm going to click on our game setup game object, and then I'm going to double click on the game setup script. And that'll open it up in Visual Studios. So the first thing that we want to do is create a new public function that we can then pair to a disconnect button. And so I'm going to, at the bottom of this script, say public void, and then let's call this disconnect player. We then want to create what's called a coroutine, and so outside this function I'm going to type IEnumerator and then give this coroutine a name, and the name I'm going to call it will be disconnect and load. Inside this coroutine we want to call the Photon network disconnect function, and so I'm going to type Photon network, and it's not recognized, so I'm going to click on it, hold Alt, press Enter, and I'm going to select using photon.pun, and that'll add the namespace up at the top of our script. Then I'm going to say .disconnect and parentheses semicolon. Now calling this function will disconnect our local player from the master client, but we're not quite done yet, because if we just call this function, we'll still be within the multiplayer scene. There just won't be anything being synchronized across the network. And so what we want to do is, once we've disconnected from the master client, we can then load into the main menu scene. But we don't want to do this too early. And so I'm going to use a while statement to check to see if we're still connected. And so I'm going to say while Photon network dot is connected, and if we are connected, then we can return null. And so I'm going to say yield return null. This will essentially make our game wait until we have disconnected from the master client, and anything we put after this while statement will be executed once we are disconnected. And so here I'm going to now load into our main menu scene, and so I'm going to type scene manager, and then it's not recognized, so I'm going to click on it, hold Alt, press Enter, and I'm going to include the using Unity engine.scene management up at the top. I'm then going to say .load scene, and then here we can pass in the index value for our main menu scene within the build settings, which is 0, but if you remember right, we also created that variable within the multiplayer settings script. And so I'm going to type multiplayer settings.menu scene. And then the last thing that we need to do for disconnecting our local player from the master client is call this coroutine within our disconnect player function. And so I'm going to type start coroutine, and then I'm going to pass in disconnect and load. Now I'm going to save this script and then go back to Unity. Within Unity, we can set up a disconnect button that we can then pair our disconnect player function to. And so on the canvas, I'm going to right click, go down to UI and select button. We can then move this button down to the bottom left corner of our screen. We can then select our disconnect button, and I'm going to scroll down in the inspector to where it says on click, and then I'm going to click this plus sign and select our game setup game object, and I'm going to drag it into this field here and use the drop down menu to select our game setup script and then find our disconnect player function. Now let's handle what happens with the event of a different player leaving the game that we're connected to. And to do this, let's go to our Photon room script. So I'm going to click on our room controller game object, and then I'm going to double click on our Photon room script. Now we're using this script because this script exists in both the main menu scene and the multiplayer scene. And we've already set up this script to inherit from the monobehavior PUN callbacks class. And so we're going to be using another one of those special Photon callback functions. Now prior to the Photon 2 update, this function used to be called the onPlayerDisconnected function. But now since the update, it has been renamed to OnPlayerLeftRoom. So to create this function, let's scroll down to the bottom of the script. And here I'm going to type public, and then override, and then void. And then actually here you can see the list of all the different callback functions that Photon provides. And so you can scroll through and find the exact callback function that you want to use. But the one that we will be using is the onPlayerLeftRoom function. And I can hit tab and it will auto-complete the rest of the function. Now this callback function can be used in a number of different ways, and as you can see there's a parameter that's being passed into this function which is of type player, and the actual value that will be passed in will be the player that was disconnected from the game. And so if you wanted to, you could use some of the player's information to say display their name to all the other players. You could say this player was disconnected from the game, or this player left the game. And so let's write a line of code that will debug the player's name to the console. So I'm going to type debug.log, and then we're going to pass in otherplayer.nickname, and then let's add a plus and quotes, and then I'll say has left the game. Now normally you would want to display this information to the screen so you can see who has left the game, but for this example we'll just keep it in a debug statement. Another thing that we could do is we could decrement the number of players in our room. And so I'm going to type players in room semicolon. Now a few days ago we got a comment from Rapid Clash Royale, and they were wondering if you have a game that has a 1v1 multiplayer, how do you make it so that when one player drops his connection or leaves the game, the other player becomes the winner? And what I would say to that is I would use this function to detect when one of the players has left the game, and then I would display a win screen to the other player and award them the win. So now that we have this function, let's go ahead and save our script and go back to Unity. Once you're back in Unity, let's go ahead and build our project so that we can test what we've done so far. But before we do that, I'm going to select our multiplayer settings game object, and I'm going to change max players from 2 to 3 because we want to test this with 3 instances of the game. So now I'm going to hit Control B. Once your project's finished building, we're actually going to run 2 standalones and then our editor. So I'm going to hit play in this standalone, and I'm going to run another executable and hit play, and then I'm going to hit play in the editor. Now we're going to use one of the standalones to be the master client, so I'm going to hit battle here, and then I'm going to connect to the game with the other standalone, and then I'm going to connect using the editor. And so here in the standalone to the right, you can see that we have our disconnect button. I know that when I created it, I kind of put it down in the bottom left corner, not thinking about my picture covering it up. And so I'm sorry about that, but as you can see, it's just a simple button with the text disconnect on it. And we've paired our player disconnect function to this button. The other thing that you'll notice is that we have our local avatar, which is from a first-person view, and then we have the two other avatars for the two other clients that we have connected. And so if we go back to the editor, you can actually see that we have 3 different avatars within the scene. And I'm also going to select our room controller game object, and here you can see that the players in room is set to 3. So now I'm going to go back to our standalones, and this standalone on the right is the master client, and I'm going to move it over a little bit so that we can see the inspector. And now if I hit the disconnect button, you'll see that our players in room will be decremented to 2. And there we go, we now have 2 players in the room. We've gone back to the main menu scene, which is what our disconnect button does, and you can see that we only have 2 avatars within our scene. So there's actually a lot there that the Photon plugin is handling for us. One of the major things that it does is that it'll destroy all the objects that belong to the player that was disconnected. Another thing that our Photon plugin is kind of handling for us is host migration. The Photon plugin kind of does it automatically. And so what it does is the master client is player 1, and then the second player to connect is player 2, and the third player is player 3, and so on. And so when player 1 or the master client drops his connection, the Photon plugin will automatically look for the next player in line. So it'll grab player 2 and it'll make him the master client. So there's a lot there that we really don't have to worry about when it comes to host migration, and that's the beautiful thing about the Photon plugin. But there still is a few things that we need to make sure that we're doing properly so that our game doesn't break when it tries to host migrate. The number one thing that you need to make sure that you do is synchronize all values and variables that are important to the master client. By doing so, you're making sure that there's no inconsistencies when the master client switches hands. Another thing that you want to make sure doesn't happen is that the master client doesn't destroy any objects within the scene that should be available to everyone. Sometimes you'll have the master client instantiate an object across the network which is available to everyone. But if you instantiate that object as if it belongs to the master client, then when the master client is disconnected, that object will be destroyed as well. So to do this, all you have to do is make sure that you use the Photon network.instantiate scene object function instead of the Photon network.instantiate function. So to demonstrate this, let's go back to our script, and here you can see that we have our RPC create player function where we are instantiating the player. Now say we wanted to instantiate a different object, maybe like a pickup after you destroy a player. Then all I would have to do is change this from Photon network.instantiate to Photon network.instantiate scene object. This will make it so that the object we instantiate across the network belongs to the scene instead of the player that instantiated it. This will also mean that the object will persist even after that player has been disconnected. And the best example that I can think of is a player dropping their inventory after they've been killed and disconnected. We also had to use this within our Snake Cube game because it was the master client that was randomly instantiating food into the scene. And so when we left it as Photon network.instantiate, whenever the master client was disconnected, all the food disappeared. And so it's important that you need to make sure that you're keeping objects within the scene that need to persist. All right, so that's everything that we're going to cover in this lesson. We've talked about disconnecting the local player. We've also talked about what to do when a different player leaves the game. And we've also talked about host migration and how it works with the Photon plugin. This also wraps up this tutorial series on the basics of the Photon plugin, but don't worry because over time we're going to continue to add to this playlist teaching more advanced principles and concepts regarding multiplayer and the Photon plugin. If you enjoyed this video and you found it to be helpful, make sure that you give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Also subscribe to our channel so you can be up to date on all our latest videos. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.